Welcome to Friday Night Chats with Garage Geek. I'm in big trouble because it's already 7:30 my time, and if I don't take my dogs in at 8, they start whining, and I do not want to put my garage army through that. So but I think I can get through this in 30 minutes, but if you know me, I'm a gabber and I just keep talking. So I'm just going to try to get through this stuff real fast. Okay, I guess I kind of got a lot to go through. As for music, I've been listening to some albums, but last weekend and partially through the week, I'm reaching to grab these. So Scott at No Solution sent me a bunch of CDs, and so far these are the ones that I listened to. I put them on repeat. I listened to them at least 3 times each, more like 5. I'm really digging a lot of these. So far, he gave me more. These are the ones that I've listened to so far. There's only 2 that I really don't like. And I remember being very surprised because I was laughing at this a lot, but I don't like it. Maybe it's because I thought it was going to be kind of funny or whatnot, but yeah, I'm not digging it at all, but I don't care because I love this cover. Now, I'm going to listen to it again. While I hope the lyrics are in here. If they're not, then I'm screwed. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try it again. But just like casually listening to it while I'm reading, I didn't dig it too much. But all of these others, except I think there was one other one. I can't remember which one. Yeah, I wasn't digging it too much. It might have been this one. I'm not sure. And then I also bought a bunch of CDs from Dark Realm Records. Is that what it's called? Dark Realm? Anyways, I featured it in a video recently. And I listened to this Vinteriquet. But you know what? I'm just going to say Vinteriquet. I like saying Vinteriquet, even though it's pronounced Vinteriquet, because it just sounds so foreign to me. So I was surprised at this, because when I put it in, I was expecting it to be dark, kind of soundscape ambient, but really all I'm hearing is ambient. And I listened to this about 4 or 5 times, while I was reading or doing crossword puzzles, and I was just saying to myself, this really doesn't sound dark. And so, of course I'm going to keep listening to it, but this one kind of surprised me. It's not bad, but it just sounds, like I said, like ambient background music. I've been really, really bad. So I'm behind on everyone's videos, and it's all because of Whatnot. I have stacks of comics that I bought, and it's like getting embarrassing at this point. Like, I get comics for $1 and $2. And I'm just buying too many, and I'm not going to sit here and show them all. Unless you want to see them, I can show them in a different video. But man, I'm getting some really good comics for like $1 and $2. It's quite shocking. So I'm having a lot of fun on Whatnot, but it's taking a lot of my time. And ultimately, every time you go on, you spend like $40, right? And so I got a bonus at work this month. And so it's giving me an excuse to do some time on Whatnot, but I really need to curb that. Okay, I want to show you a monstrosity. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Like, I have these type of books that I don't collect anymore, and I have all of these in the Epic collection. And so what I've been doing is I've been tearing them apart, and I've been putting them into like comic book backings. Now, I want to know what you think. I didn't put a board in this one because it has the back art is there, and I want to be able to see that. So I might buy one of those plastic boards so that you could see it. For example, look at that art. So basically, I'm doing the splash pages. Look at that. That should not be buried in a book somewhere, right? Here's the other side of it. Here's some splash pages. Okay, and so I'm only about halfway through with this book. There are only like 6 issues in this first volume. But I want to know, what do you think? Am I like creating this horrible sacrilege? I would rather honestly, while I'm going through my comic books, and I'll put these where the Hulk goes, and I'd be, able to look through them. And of course, if I want to read these, I can look at them in the Epic collections. But I don't know. Do you think this is like horrible sacrilege what I'm doing to these comics? Because I've got these beautiful 3 of them, Fantastic Four, the Omnibuy, and I'm ready to just. I had them for sale for the longest time, and nobody's buying them. Somebody bought my X-Men ones, and so at this point, I'm ready to just cut them up. And what's better about the Omnibuy is that the cover fills the whole page, even though I have to actually do a lot of cutting around it. But so, what do you think? Do you support what I'm doing, or is this comic book massacre? I started reading this, and wow, I'm only like that. I'm not that far in it, maybe like 5 or 6 issues. Wow, am I digging this? This is so good. Number 1, the art is great. Number 2, the stories are really interesting. In many of the issues, he'll do like a framing device, because I think it's Alan Moore, and then in the middle of the comic, he'll go back in the past, and there will be a totally different writer and artist to do the past story, and then he'll come back. Sorry, my nose is itching, and everyone tells me I touch my nose too much when I'm in my videos. Sorry, I'm going to do it again just because I need to get it out of the way. Okay, good. Nose touching done. But yeah, I'm going to, obviously, I'm going to keep going with this, and I will review it later, but wow, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Have any of you read this? This is called the Compendium. And this is only my second compendium. The first one I had was Black Science. And yeah, I am so digging this. I also started this. Oh, I actually took the cover off. Where is the cover? It actually has a paper cover. I don't know where it is right now. It's supposed to be. Oh, it's over there. Sorry. I'll show it off later. But I got this beautiful hardbound book. And if you haven't seen my interview with, wait, that's wrong. Sleepy Reader 666 interviewed me on his channel. And I have to say that it's a brilliant interview. Why? Because, I'm the subject. Wrong. Anyways, if you haven't checked out that interview, you get to hear me talking a lot, like I always do. So you'll just get to hear somebody, interject a question here or there. So go ahead and watch that. But he kind of shamed me by saying I don't read enough indie comics, which is totally true. And I came up with a really good excuse. It's like, to collect these, you really need a lot more money and a lot more shelf space. And, I'm trying to focus on epics. And here I go, touching my nose again. And anyways, if you'll get into it. So he shamed me into reading one of these. And man, I'm so glad he did. This thing is phenomenal. I'm only about a third into it. And it's so good. Just the whole layout of it, the way it's presented, the art. I'm going to show you some examples now. This is the first page, right? It's very kind of detailed and cartoony. And it's just introducing the area, the house and everything. And then you get a picture of Rusty Brown's school. And you're reading, and then all of a sudden I burst out laughing because they show, you can't really see it, but they show, it says Rusty Brown. So we're introduced to the main character, Rusty Brown. 2 kids are kicking his ass in front of the school. It's not funny in the context of it, but when you come across it, it kind of just hits you, and I started laughing. The art in this is so gorgeous. And the way it's told, you're going to have one story going this way, and then you're going to have another story going this down here, and they start intersecting, and sometimes you'll see the same scene from both points of view. Once you'll see it up here, and then you'll see it down here, but from the different. It's really, really good the way the story is told. And I just want to show you an example of some of the really beautiful artwork. I should have put a bookmark. I can't find one. Oh. For example, look, like here's an example of some, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a snowy day. I don't know, but for some reason the artwork is really getting me. I like it so much. And this isn't my normal style, this cartoony style. Let me just go ahead and show off this. It's a paper bookmark from the John Steinbeck house. So my friend, I had visited there, and oh no, I visited the museum. I guess this one was from the John Steinbeck house, which I haven't gone to. So my friend went there and she got me this. She was showing it to me. She sent me a picture, and I'm like, hey, I want one of those. So they were free. She ran in and got me one. All right, enough of Rusty Brown. Tom Strong. Those are the things that I've been reading. Yeah, like I'm all over the place right now. So let's go ahead, and I'm also sitting up because like this is the way I normally am, but my camera's so far because I turned the table. I've got comics stacked everywhere. My life is just crazy right now. All right, I want to give a shout out appreciation to Ben Rankins, because Ben Rankins has been sick. He's back online now, so I'm so glad that you're back and that you're feeling better. He's still in recovery. I remember when I had COVID, like I was doing just like him. Like I was breathing heavy and I was even coughing for weeks after. So you can tell that he really went through COVID, pretty bad. But he's doing better. And he, poor guy, he's watching every single one of my videos and commenting on them. And my videos are long and all I do is yak, yak, yak. So I feel bad for him. But he's a trooper. I guess he likes my channel. He supports me, so that's so awesome. I'm gonna talk about 2 movies I watched. So the first one, it's sad. Like the picture came out all blurry, so I'll hold it way far back. The Black Demons. Oh, my husband picked this one. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's basically about a gigantic shark, and these people are stuck on this oil rig, and they throw a whole bunch of religious stuff into it. Was it fun? Yes. I mean, if you like giant shark attack movies, then you'll enjoy this. But I mean, some of the dialogue and some of the scenes were just, so superfluous. I mean, you get what you pay for it, and in this case, it's free. But I'm gonna say that my husband and I both enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it's a silly shark movie. Then I have to do another shout out to oh my gosh, I'm tired. Pie Face. Sorry, Pie Face. So he told me he wanted me to watch The Feebles. So Meet the Feebles. So I did. Now this is, I think, Peter Jackson's either first or second movie. I'd seen his other earlier ones and I knew they were gross, like so gross. So I was excited to watch this, and he wanted a short. And so I was struggling because it's basically an X-rated, almost an X-rated Muppets. It's like, it's hard to describe, but man, is it fun and is it funny. It's gross. The foul language, it's just like drugs, and I don't know how to explain it. But I did a short, and it's like my worst short yet. It's got equal likes and dislikes. I think at the last time I checked it had 16 likes and 16 dislikes. It was like right on the thing. So thank you, Pie Face, for helping me get one of my worst reviewed shorts ever. And it involves this character, which you can't see, which is a fly. I highly recommend this movie. If you're into gross humor, you will like this. It's free on YouTube, but I had to watch it with commercials, but who cares? Next, we're going to talk about a couple of books that I read. Because of Larry's Library, he reviewed an Elric of, I think that's pronounced Melnibone. That's how I say it. Melnibone. I'll probably get in trouble because I'm pronouncing it wrong. But anyways, he reviewed a comic collection of Elric. And I had read all these books as a kid. I absolutely loved them. So I wanted to listen to them again to see if they hold up. They do. I read the first one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a page turner. Is it like all fantasy. It's all like fantasy, and I'm not big. I'm a big fantasy person, right? I'm more time travel sci-fi. But wow, that first book is great, and I think there are 6 books total. I'm going to jump right into the next one. And then also on the live stream, Sleepy Reader 666, he mentioned the book by Roger Zelazny called Road Marks. And I think I have another cover of that one. Where is it? Yeah, that's the one I love. So this is a very strange book. It's basically about a road that when you travel it, the different exits are different time periods. Really cool concept, right? This book confused me because it was like I don't know if it knew what it wanted to be. Like at one point it was, sci-fi, then it's road trip, then it's about assassins, hired killers. Then it was about like in the end it became fantasy with dragons. And I was just like, it was like this amalgamation of ideas that it was a really good book. Don't get me wrong, but I think he was just trying to pack too much into it. And I think the whole premise of the roads and going to different time periods and sealing off roads and opening new roads, I think this was all lost. And I would love if this were a series of books that explored that issue. But once that plot, it was basically a plot element that was kind of, the story was used to serve the plot of the main character. But the whole idea of the road wasn't fleshed out, and I was very disappointed in that. However, it's still a very good book, interesting, lots of weird and quirky ideas. It's just like, I can't highly recommend this book. But what I am going to say is the chapter headings they're all labeled 1 or 2, and I was confused by that. And so I think the chapters that are labeled 1 follow the main character, and the ones labeled 2 have to deal with off the road, and you don't know when the time is. And when I looked this up, Roger Zelazny originally took all those chapters that are they're supposedly any when, and he shuffled them up and threw them in, and you were going to have to read them because it wouldn't matter the time, because they all take place at any time and you don't know when it is. And he wanted the 1 chapters to be linear, and he wanted the 2 chapters to be non-linear. And so he threw them all in there, and wherever, like, he shuffled and he put them in. I mean, that takes balls. I think that's pretty crazy. And I loved that idea. However, the publisher was like, no, this is too confusing for your readers, because then you'd have to read the whole thing and then go back and try to, piece it together. And so they made him change it back. But I mean, that's a pretty cool way to structure your book, I thought. And it fits in with the idea of the book. So too bad he wasn't able to do that in the end. But I think, wow, this is going to be really short. I got through this in under 20 minutes. I am in the middle of this. The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. It is one of the Hugo Award nominees. And Sleepy Reader and I are reading it concurrently. And we might discuss it. And I'm also going to listen to the original Island of Dr. Moreau. I think that's what it's called, right? The Island of Dr. Moreau. I've actually read that one a long time ago, but I'm looking forward to seeing how these two kind of fit together. I'm enjoying this book so far. I'm not gonna, it's not the best thing I've ever read, but it is engaging. And so let's see after we're both done with it if we, can have a good conversation about not only this, but maybe the original as well. Wow. I slammed this out. I'm so happy. So if you would like to see my shame, and you want to see all the comics that I've bought on Whatnot, then please let me know. I've also got a couple other videos to make. I actually have to do online training tomorrow for school, which that sucks. I mean, I get 2 days off, and I don't want to spend 2 hours of my day off, online doing a training. Well, whatever. It's a required training, and they said they threatened us, like, if we didn't go, they were going to call us during our conference period and make us sit through like a lecture, and that wouldn't be paid. But if I do it on the weekend on my own for 2 hours, I'll get paid. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it and get paid. Yeah, that's it. I want to thank everybody for the support. You guys are lucky. You're only getting a 20-minute of a Friday night chat, and maybe I'll see you, the rest of you, this weekend with some other videos. And I know a lot of you out there. I've got a lot of catching up to do. I need to stay off Whatnot, and I need to catch up on all of your videos. Again, Garage Jets, Garage Army, I want to thank you all for the support. And I don't know. I'm tired. Bye.